Welcome friends, my name is Shawn coming to you here from my home office in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm going to be sharing complete details with full transparent documentation how our company, Ambit Energy, can A, significantly lower your utility bill, B, eliminate your utility bill, and most importantly C, pay you serious income helping people achieve options A and B. How is this even possible? You may or may not be aware that you now have a choice who you can purchase your energy from. In the past, there was no choice. You had to take whoever the default provider was, companies like ComEd, BG&E, and National Grid. The government, in one of their rare moments of wisdom and insight, recently decided that competition is good. 20 years ago, telecom went through the exact same process and prices came down dramatically. Today, the same story is true with utilities, except we're not talking about a $25 long distance bill anymore. We're talking about a $250 combined electricity and natural gas bill, something of far greater financial impact. In the next 15 minutes, you'll discover how this process, which we technically refer to as energy deregulation, has created a windfall of savings for customers and income for entrepreneurs. I am 100% confident that you'll find your time well invested. So let's get started. First with just a bit about my story. 5 years ago, I found myself dead broke. 2 months behind on rent, and I'd been without a set of wheels for over 6 months. I remember lamenting to an old friend that even if I met the woman of my dreams, there's nothing I could do about it because I'm a pretty prideful guy, and it's just not in me to ask a lady out, then ask her to pick me up, pay for dinner, the movie, and then take me back home. Now, I'm not big on sensationalizing things, but that's simply where I was in life. But in the middle of this mess, I received a call from my friend Steve about Ambit Energy. I ignored his calls, first half dozen or so, thinking I was just too busy. But Steve was persistent, and so just trying to get him off my back, I finally broke down and took a look. And I tell you, for the first time in a long time, I saw some light at the end of that very dark tunnel I was in financially. I tried not paying the electric bill a few months earlier, and it didn't pan out well. So the idea of Ambit Energy just made a lot of sense to me. I knew it was something I could get excited about and be proud of. So while dodging creditors and working a couple jobs, I started part-time with Ambit, just following the system an hour a day. 6 months in, I was able to buy a car at one of those Instacredit used car lots. 2 years later, Ambit's paying all the bills and then some. Long story short, over the past 6 years, I've been with Ambit Energy. My business partner, Damien, and I have become top 15 income earners. We're less than one of a dozen people to win Ambit's 50K Power Surge Award, and we've enjoyed 7 of Ambit's all expenses paid 5-star trips. Here's a picture of my wife and I on one of those trips in Cabo. So enough about me. Let's talk a bit about the company. 5 years ago, I met Jerry Thompson and Chris Chambliss and remember being extremely impressed by their proven experience and track record back with telecom deregulation. But what really struck me most was Jerry's vision statement to become the finest and most respected retail energy provider in the country. Little did I know that Ambit would go on to hit number 1 on Inc. 500 for 2010 and become the 15th largest direct selling company in the world, all while maintaining an A rating on the Better Business Bureau with just a few operational states and less than 3% market penetration. With several more states, many countries, and at least 2 continents going through the deregulation process, my friends, we have a very, very long way to go here. One more thing, just to clear the air before we get into the meat. If you're expecting at some point for there to be a sales pitch, I can promise you will likely not be disappointed because at the end of the day, there is no get rich without spending a dime business in the real world. But remember, we are going to have some options. The first of which is to become a customer and save on your utility bill every month. There is no charge or fee to become a customer. The process of switching takes a mere 5 to 10 minutes, and most importantly, your local utility delivery company does not change. So the reliability and the maintenance of your service will continue to be managed by the same company you've come to know and rely on. The billing, person that reads the meter, the trucks that fix the lines in a storm outage, none of that changes. Let me show you how this looks with some real examples. Here are the territories we service. We'll start off with an example from the ComEd territory of Chicago. Here you see what looks like a normal ComEd bill with the exception of the supply portion where Ambit can save customers money by lowering the per kilowatt rate. ComEd is still listed under the delivery section, and of course Uncle Sam gets the taxes. We'll show a few more examples here in a second, but the thing to remember is that by switching to Ambit Energy, you'll continue to get the same bill from the same company with the same delivery and taxes, only the per kilowatt portion on the supply section will change, which can make a dramatic difference in the bottom line figure you pay every month, because that supply portion is about 2/3 to 3/4 of most bills. Here's an example from the BG&E area in Baltimore. Again, same bill, delivery goes to BG&E, and supply is where Ambit Energy takes over to save you money. Here we have an example from the PPL territory in Pennsylvania. Same bill, delivery goes to PPL, and Ambit Energy handles the supply, which in this case is referred to as generation. Our last example is from National Grid in New York. Same bill, delivery goes to National Grid, and the supply is handled by Ambit Energy. You probably noticed I didn't zoom in on the rates in these examples, and that's because rates change regularly and they vary by region, so you'll have to get back with the consultant who invited you to the presentation so you can get the details on your area. But what I can promise is that Ambit will deliver savings compared to the local utility company that you've come to be used to. I've seen savings upwards of 30% or more, and everything in between. It's kind of like driving down the road and seeing a gas station on one side that's 15% cheaper, 5% cheaper, or even just a few cents cheaper than the gas station on the other side of the road. Which direction do people turn? This is the situation we have here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at some other aspects of the value proposition. Again, there's no cost to become a customer. F-R-E-E, free. And if you don't like our service, you can switch right back because there are no cancellation fees. Greenie certified plans are available along with a satisfaction guarantee ensuring that your switch into Ambit service will be flawless or your first month's bill is free. You may have noticed recently that a growing number of companies have referral programs these days, and that's because they recognize that word of mouth is the most powerful form of advertising. Ambit takes the concept and literally puts it on steroids. Let's take another look at a ComEd bill, a different one this time. Zooming in, you'll notice zeros across the board for the supply services portion. If we look at the bill summary, you'll notice the previous bill was about $215. After free energy, we're only paying for delivery and taxes, which totals about $50 in this case. That's over $150 in savings. And like your utility bill, Ambit's free energy comes around month after month after month after month. Let's run some numbers, and being conservative, we'll just round down to, let's say, $100 a month of free energy. Times 12 months equals $1,200 a year. Simply refer 15 customers and you're qualified. Saving is good, free, even better, but getting paid by your utility company is truly an incredible idea. Let's put this into perspective. If you knew for the rest of your living life that you'd get paid $100 every single month, how much would you be willing to invest? I realize this sounds kind of basic, and let's be real, I wouldn't be here if there weren't a whole lot more than $100 a month on the table. But using even generous market interest rates, you would need upwards of $25,000 invested for $100 a month of return. Well, my friends, take a seat, because Ambit isn't going to cost anywhere near this, and $100 a month is just the beginning. The first way we get paid, and the foundation of the business, is to bring value to the people that we know, love, and care about by helping them simply save money as an Ambit customer. Your first 5 customers pays a $100 bonus. 2 of these customers look like laptop computers, and that's because Ambit gives us a head start when we subscribe to their web-based marketing tools for $25 a month. We'll talk more about that in a bit. Switching your own utility service also counts as a customer, and so we only need 2 more customers for our first $100 bonus. 5 more pays an additional $100, another 5 an additional $50, and 5 more beyond that for a total of 20 customers pays you $300 in upfront bonuses. Keep in mind, these customers you're earning upfront bonuses on are the same customers that qualify you for free energy. So in effect, we're now double dipping by getting paid twice on the same customers. But this is just you being rewarded for helping people save money, which is a lot like making burgers and fries at McDonald's. It's what we're known for, and it's the foundation of what we do, but we need to move beyond burgers and fries to make the big money. And like McDonald's, that means expanding our distribution. And Ambit pays us very well to do so. Here's how it works. Every time you or anyone on your team launches a new consultant into business by helping them gather their first few customers, a bonus gets paid to those that help make it happen. This bonus ranges based on your rank in the business. We're going to do an income projection on this, and we'll base our projections conservatively on the figures for a regional consultant, or RC, which is just one step ahead of the default rank that every new ambit starts off with by default. As an RC, when you expand your distribution by, let's say, sponsoring just 3 new consultants who each launched their business by gathering a couple customers, your leadership bonuses total to $465. This is you getting paid for expanding your direct distribution, which we refer to as level 1. Of course, it doesn't stop there, because each of your consultants has the exact same opportunity to expand their business, which is how we get to level 2, where we get paid a $55 bonus for each new consultant that launches their business by getting a few customers. Less than before, because you're no longer getting paid on your direct efforts, but because your leverage increased, your overall bonus income actually goes up. Going down one more level of distribution, with each of your level 2 consultants doing the exact same thing, your resulting bonus income for level 3 comes to nearly $1,500. Take it down one more level, and your bonuses total nearly $4,500. Level 5 takes us well past $10,000. Once more, and we can see the numbers get pretty darn exciting. And then finally, on level 7 of our distribution, the magic of leverage becomes almost hard to believe. This income can continue to grow far beyond the 7 levels you see here. But remember, these are just the upfront bonuses that are paid weekly as your distribution is expanding. It's the next portion of our compensation package where we see the good stuff, the residual income generated from all these customers. Now, to project the residual, we're going to carry over the 7 levels of distribution from our last slide. Where we change things a bit is on the customer column, where we previously projected just 3 customers apiece, because we were only talking about the upfront bonuses based on customers gathered in the first month or so of business. Over time, obviously, each consultant's going to average more than 3 customers because, well, everyone wants free energy, which requires 15, and it takes 20 customers to be qualified so you can get paid on everything we're talking about. But let's be conservative and assume, on average, each consultant gathers just 10 customers. This gives us over 20,000 customers through our 7 levels of distribution. The residual income we get paid ranges based on the actual electric and natural gas usage of each customer. We'll assume minimum usage, which would be the figures you see on the left-hand side of that range there. When you run the numbers on that, you're looking at nearly $40,000 of residual income mailed out or direct deposited on the 15th of every month. Now, 5 years ago, I didn't have $40 of residual income to my name. So I know it can be hard to believe that this is really possible, but I can't change the numbers to make things look more realistic. In fact, we're only assuming here that every customer is worth just 1 customer. But in truth, Ambit offers electricity, natural gas, and commercial in most territories we operate, so each customer could actually be worth 2 or 3 times this amount. Also, the residual income doesn't stop on the 7th level. We can get paid anywhere from $0.25 to $1 on every customer to unlimited depths through another aspect of the comp plan we just don't have time to cover here. I know this is a lot to digest, and by now the facts and the figures have likely all run together. So I'd like to leave you with a couple takeaways, specifically the 5 ingredients, in my opinion, that make up Ambit's secret sauce, so to speak. Number 1, the fundamental value proposition that we bring to market, in my opinion, is just too good to be true. Think about it from a business perspective. It's free to be a customer, takes 5 minutes to switch, and doing so rewards your customers with savings every month. When the biggest objection you have to overcome is, where's the catch? You found a pretty solid business to represent. Number 2, this is designed as a part-time business. We're not asking you to give up what you're doing. This is a plan B that can turn into a plan A within half an hour to an hour a day. That's how we did it. Now, with a more aggressive approach, of course, you can speed that up dramatically. But don't underestimate the power of what can take place here on a part-time basis. Number 3, leverage. It's the magic that makes a full-time income on a part-time basis possible. You see, we're all limited 24 hours a day in the real world. Yet Ambit allows us to break that barrier, because every single time a new consultant joins your team, as a result of your efforts or anyone else on your team, 24 more hours gets added to your day. There is no way to overestimate the power in this. My father has been in insurance his entire life, and we grew up wanting nothing. He did well. and he plays golf every day in retirement. Now that's the power of residual income.